Welcome to Define. Today, our FAQ focuses on a part of speech: adjectives. We will define adjectives, learn the right order to use multiple adjectives, understand and rectify the most common errors when using comparative and superlative forms of adjectives. This also requires covering the definition of syllables and finally look at hyphenated adjectives. So, let's begin. Adjectives are words that describe or modify nouns and pronouns. When we say modifies, it means that the adjective provides more information about that noun or pronoun. Essentially, the adjective changes or enhances the meaning by describing its qualities, characteristics, or attributes. They do this by providing specific details that tell us more about what something is like. For example, the flowers swayed in the breeze. In this sentence, there are two nouns, flowers and breeze, but no pronouns. Here we understand that the flowers was moving or swaying in the breeze, but there is no additional information about these nouns given. And swayed is the verb used in the sentence, so no adjectives here. In the second sentence, the flowers are described as bright and colorful. These are the adjectives that are answering the question, how do those flowers look like? So is cool. It is describing the noun breeze. If you notice, even gently is describing another word, swayed. But swayed is a verb and, therefore, gently cannot be an adjective. When there are more than one adjectives describing the same noun or pronoun, it is used one after another. Just like we see here, bright and colorful both are used one after another, right before the noun or pronoun it describes, and both are describing the noun, flowers. When there is no order to the adjectives used together, it may seem awkward or unnatural. Although the meaning may still be understandable, it can disrupt the flow and clarity of the sentence. For example, here's a sentence: a red, round, large, beautiful French table. The adjectives here are mixed up, which makes the sentence sound jumbled and unpolished. A small change in order, like a beautiful, large, round, red French table, makes it sound and look much better. So, when using multiple adjectives before a noun, follow this order. The first preference is given to opinion. For example, lovely or boring. 2. Size, such as large or tiny. 3. Age, for example, young or old, and so on. In this phrase, a beautiful, large, old, round, red French wooden table, there is only one noun, and all the others are adjectives describing that noun, table. This phrase doesn't seem to be awkward or unnatural. This is because it's following the order I mentioned. Beautiful is an opinion, large is the size, old is the age, round is the shape, red is the color, French is the origin, and wooden is the material of the noun, table. Another big mistake that people make when using adjectives is when they use comparative and superlative forms of adjectives incorrectly. Comparatives are adjectives used to compare two objects, any combination of nouns or pronouns. Typically, for short adjectives, you add E and R, like taller or smarter. For longer adjectives, you use more before the adjective, as in more interesting or more expensive. The superlative form of an adjective is used to compare three or more people, places, things, or actions. The importance is given to three or more objects. It indicates the highest degree or quality. For small adjectives, you typically add E, S, and T, like tallest or smartest. For longer adjectives, you use most before the adjective, as in most interesting or most expensive. Shown here are some commonly made mistakes when using comparative and superlative forms of adjectives. If you want to rectify them before the answer is revealed, pause the video now. 1. This cake is more sweeter than the one we had yesterday. Here, the word more is redundant, which means useless. It is modifying the adjective sweet, which is a very short word. So, a short adjective with two objects, this cake and the one they had yesterday, These are the right conditions to use the comparative form of an adjective. So, in this case, we will remove more and just use sweeter. 2. Of the 3 cakes, this one is sweeter. Here, there are 3 objects, therefore we use the superlative form. Sweetest. So, how do you know if a word is small or big? The length of an adjective is measured using the number of syllables in that word. Syllables refers to the sound alphabets in English. For example, a 1-syllable word would be tall or sweet. So, when we use comparative, we will use taller or sweeter. For a superlative, we will use tallest or sweetest. Now, a word with more than 1-syllable word would be something like happy or friendly. Its comparative form will be happier, friendlier, etc., and its superlative form will be happiest or friendliest. Most of the time, 1- or 2-syllable words are considered a short word. But when the syllables increase, the adjectives need more for comparatives or most for superlatives. The use of E and R or ES and T added at the end of a word cannot be used here. For example, expensive has 3 syllables, X, pen, and sieve. Intelligent has 4 syllables in tell, lee, and gent. When using expensive, we tend to use more expensive instead of expensiver. Or we can use most expensive instead of adding est at the end. The wine is more expensive here than in Goa. Or, this is the most expensive bottle of whiskey here. Now, placement of adjectives is also paramount. You will find adjectives modifying a noun right after it, unless it is used right after a verb. For example, I want a green apple. Here, green is the adjective that describes the noun apple. Sometimes you will also find adjectives used as the object of linking verbs as well. This is also correct. For example, this apple is red. Here, red is used after the linking verb, is, but is still describing the noun apple. Until now, we were looking at non-hyphenated adjectives. It is possible that you might get confused with a hyphenated one. For example, a well-written book. Here, the hyphenated words act together as one adjective in order to describe the noun book. Let's look at another one. The best non-fictional book. This one has 1 hyphenated and 1 non-hyphenated adjective describing the noun. If you notice, the superlative adjective, best, is acting separately from non-fictional. Also, non and fictional are acting as a single unit here to describe the noun. When 2 such words are hyphenated, they are used as a single unit. Here's another example. This museum is built with the latest, state-of-the-art security measures. Make sure to like and share this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This inspires us to create more such content. Thank you for watching, and until next time, take care.